Greetings. Hi, I am your host, Sherry Tisdale. Welcome to Luxury in Black. We are so excited to join you again today. I hope you are having a wonderful afternoon. I'm excited to finally come out of a deep freeze. Well, again, we welcome everyone. Excited to be with you today. One of the things that I cannot believe is that January 2025, we are well into it and it is almost over. But it came in fierce. I mean, it's come in doing all the things from temperatures in a deep freeze as well as those horrendous wildfires taking place still in California. And our prayers are still going out to all of the families and everyone who's been so greatly affected by the fires in California. And again, salute all who have reached out and supported to bring comfort and support to the families there. I want to thank you for tuning in. If this is your first time, we say welcome. And for those who are tuning back in, we welcome you joining us and sharing your time again with us today. For those who don't know, Luxury in Black is a dedicated platform that's designed to celebrate and keep the conversation going on what living in Black luxury, what that looks like, but most importantly, that it still exists. I've been in the fashion industry to tell you a little bit about myself for over 25 plus years.
Yes.
Excuse me, from modeling in New York, attending FIT, which was probably one of the greatest highlights of my life. That was absolutely life changing for me. And then going on to model in Los Angeles, coming back to Oklahoma, owning my own modeling agency, ultimately, to my surprise, starting a fashion publication that started local and that went national called Excel Style. That started in 1998 and ended in 2016. So I did that for almost 18 years, an extraordinary period. When I say God will make room for your gifts, that is truly a strong testimony of mine of what God can do and doors that can open. I had the absolute pleasure of being able to share and meet so many incredible people and share their stories and experience the opportunities that are out there. My tagline then, and it still remains the same today, is sharing the stories of ordinary people doing extraordinary things. And that is very important to me, and especially sharing our stories. It's kind of crazy to me that we are still in a time where we are still fighting to be seen and heard. We're still having a lot of first Black moments. I just find wild that in this time here in the 21st century in 2025, that we're still having those moments. You would think after so many things that have been done and how we should and haven't evolved, how much further along you would think we would be is still very prevalent in the field of fashion that I work within, where still fighting for global exposure to the height that it should be. We are still very underrepresented, only now cornering 7.5% in the marketplace on a global platform with our Black creators. Not too long ago, we were at 4, so we did, I guess, leap to 7.5%, but that is still extremely low in the marketplace. And especially when you look at the influence that Black designers and African Americans make on the marketplace. Somehow those numbers don't jive to me because we are yet the largest group of people when it comes to spending, and particularly just on luxury items. We are spending $1.6 trillion, and that was T in trillion dollars. and the marketplace. And yet we are underrepresented when it comes to acknowledging the creators in that space. Somewhere there's truly a huge disconnect. But that's why I'm such a firm believer that if you don't see, if you don't hear about it, you don't get the results that you're looking for. So still nothing really happens because you're not heard. You're not able to really know what impact you are having or people around you are having. It's a common statement that a lot of creators say in their interview when we're talking that they find themselves very lonely in that space, lack of really seeing themselves, having role models, having people to really reach out and connect to help push others forward, to help lift one another up. So that's one of the things that's really important to me and why this platform is one that I will continue to push, keeping that conversation going about celebrating who we are, what we do, and how effective we are in the marketplace. So at Luxury and Black, you're going to hear about Black excellence, and I'm going to showcase it. We're going to show it on our websites and on our social platforms because I'm a firm believer that in order to know where you're going, you have to know where you come from. So this year, I'm going to share where I come from as well and how it has impacted my going forward. I am a product of the historic Greenwood, known as Black Wall Street, the original Black Wall Street here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And I know many of you, when you hear Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Greenwood, you think of the 1921 race massacre. And that definitely happened. Unfortunately, true travesty that did take place. But one of the things that, in my opinion, gets glazed over, and that is how was what made Black Wall Street? How did it come to be such a powerful community? And who were the people and how did they accomplish what they did in the early 1900s, 1920s, when they didn't have anywhere near, not even comparable to what we have available to us today. But yet, what a group of people can do when you work in unity and you come together and you put like minds working in a common goal, what can take place? What can transpire? And that's exactly what happened in United in 1921, that an entire community resonated and was flourishing with businesses, uh, homes, very self sufficient during that period in time. And then to have something so devastating as your entire community being just wiped out on May 31st of 1921, completely destroyed. But a group of people and some of the core people that were part of the original group came back and again pulled together that community and rebuilt itself in 1922 and went on to become even greater than it was before it was destroyed and maintained up into the early 1970s when urban renewal came in and was ultimately the demise of what was known as Greenwood. And want to share that history of the businesses and really the resilience and the power of the people because Greenwood is not about a block. It's just not a section. Greenwood is a spirit. Black Wall Street is a spirit that has now resonated and gone forth. It spreads all throughout Tulsa, North Tulsa, Oklahoma, into other states where that spirit still resonates. So we're going to talk about and share what made Black Wall Street a vibe. It is a whole vibe. It was then and it still is today. So, one of the things that I'm going to be incorporating is sharing the legacy of Black Wall Street, talking about businesses that held from there and what took place there. So, you can have a sense of the spirit of what took place and what made it so prominent during that period of time. And that is resurging as of today. And so it's kind of poor frog that doesn't praise his own pond. As I said, I come from a descendant of Black Wall Street. My grandfather and grandmother had a business on Greenwood called Cecil Cleaners. My grandfather was a tailor and my grandmother was a seamstress. And they had a cleaning business on Green for many years. My grandfather was a noted tailor, Earl Cecil, and my grandmother, Corrine Cecil. So I remember the tales and hearing my mom share and talk about that period. I remember visually, I was very small, but remember seeing it. But I did grow up in an era where I did get to feel the spirit and get to see businesses on Greenwood. And you knew of so many successful entrepreneurs and businesses, activities that took place. You know, it was a period we didn't know we lacked anything because we felt like we had access to everything. But that was a part of that whole spirit. I grew up feeling like I couldn't do anything. I had role models before me that I was able to see and make choices of what I would want to look like, what I want to be when I grow up. And those are things that to date, somewhat, I feel we have lost a sense of who we are and where we come from and the pride that we really take in our community. We oftentimes get caught up in what we don't have and we don't celebrate what we do have. So we're going to continue talking about the various families. We have a lot of legacy families still to date here in Tulsa uh, to have maintained and kept their legacies going that you don't hear about. And you'd be truly amazed at the number of families that exist, as well as the new swell and resurgence of new life, new birth that's coming in, a new group of entrepreneurs and business owners that are doing extremely well. So Greenwood, Black Wall Street, as I said, it still exists today. It is definitely a vibe, and we're going to keep talking about it and keep celebrating it. I'm going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We're going to be talking about our designer showcase of the week, our Black designer, which is Anifa Mvuemba. Her line, Hanifa, is extraordinary. So stay with us and we will be right back. Well, as stated, this week we are talking about our showcase spotlight is one of the hottest designers. As I stated, she literally broke the internet. That is on Instagram back in 2020 when she launched her line, Hanifa. We're talking about the phenomenal Hanifa Mvuemba. She is absolutely extraordinary. She did so by showcasing a innovative digital presentation she did back in 2020 when the world stopped and released her line on the internet, which was absolutely revolutionary. No one had done that, and she was the first to do so at that magnitude back in 2020. Anifa was born in the Republic of the Congo, then came to the United States where her company was launched and based out of Maryland in 2011. She has been a favorite on the designer scene, known for really speaking to women who really want sleek and sophisticated clothing that not only looks good, but she also makes sure that her clothing fits all body types. And it provides not only innovative, stylish comfort, but her bold colors incorporate a lot from where she comes from out of the Congo. She's known for bright, beautiful colors that are very vibrant and luxurious. And if you're not familiar with her, she has mind blowing bridal gowns. Her bridal wear is absolutely exquisite. Evening gowns. She does handbags, resort wear, everyday wear. She is truly on the scene making a lot of noise. And one of the things that I really enjoyed about her, she's a young woman, young mother who has overcome different trials. I'm going to share a clip that she even speaks about because I think those things are really important for aspiring designers. You know, how you have to really stay focused on your craft and what your gifts are and how you push the needle and move past the odds. And in movement, creating and making space for yourself, putting forth your efforts. And she did so and built her business solely doing a direct to consumer business that still serves her today. And as I said, she found her niche. She claimed it. She's been featured in Forbes magazine, British Vogue, Elle. She's been on Tamara Hall's show. She is truly a favorite of many celebrities such as Jennifer Hudson, Tracy Ellis Ross, Beyonce, just to name a few. And she's definitely right now rocking the title that they called her the It Girl. But I want you to hear a clip she did where she talked about her journey. She did it with Harlem's Fashion Now during one of her interviews. And I think it's really important to hear and a form of encouragement that whatever obstacles that could be in your way, how you don't let them become what distracts you and causes you to miss your moment. So take a listen to the interview.
Girlfriends were talking about this fashion show. We were just trying to put on a collection. We weren't thinking like it was gonna like blow up and be like this huge global thing. It was crazy. I would never ever forget what that moment gets. If you could go back to the very first moment you started this brand, what are some of the things I wish I knew how to follow the chapter? You see what you're trying to do. No one else has seen it. So not only am I trying to convince myself, but I'm also more now looking at me like a failure. It's like it's my friend. Why I consider her parties or their kids. It's also I see so much. I went through seasons, just seasons of depression. Because most people in that situation would be like, so now what I'm supposed to do? When I started business spending on outbreak, I'm talking about selling books, say statistics, do not yourself. Had for once, it's plans to do shit. Like this concern as a weapon, so I do. We're always like, we're both based on the same accent. I just don't see why I should like myself. Even if it's true, I want to do something. I am just trying to do it.
I absolutely applaud Anifa. And that statement is just so prevalent and it's so encouraging. So many times we let so many things stop us from having that aha moment, that breakout moment. And unbeknownst to her, determination, her perseverance, her staying true to her craft, and also the people she surrounded herself with. That was one thing that she talked about that I encourage, and that is so true for all of us who are stepping and walking in purpose, is who you surround yourself with. And at a time when the whole world shut down, and nothing was happening. Nobody was going anywhere. You couldn't connect with anybody. You weren't seeing anybody. And you're in the space of creating fashion. You're struggling. You're trying to get to that next point, and you're thinking, is this a sign. Am I not supposed to do this? Nobody's buying anything. Nobody's going anywhere. What's the point? But she had great people around her. She had a solid team around her that believed in what her vision and push and carry this forward. And what could be a devastating time flipped the script, studied and discovered a new form that had not been done, a new idea. Hey, let me do this. And she did something that literally broke the internet, showcasing her designs in a phenomenal fashion show, being the first to do a complete digital fashion show without models. And you have to go and pull up her on social media and take a look at the show. It was absolutely extraordinary, and she was the first to do it. But that moment changed the direction of her company. She completely blew up. So being prepared and staying focused and keeping it pushing forward, you never know where your breakthrough is going to come, what is going to come through. But being prepared, you know, not letting obstacles deter you and others deter you can cause you to miss. You can absolutely walk right into your destiny. And I love that part. And I hope to encourage others to pursue. She's a young woman, and she said, it may not happen today, but it certainly can happen tomorrow. And so we truly celebrate and certainly shine the spotlight on Anifa Mvuemba and encourage you again to check out her collection at Hanifa's Collection online. And that's HANIFA.co. Check her out. You will not be disappointed. I want to do a little cultural roundup about what's happening here locally in my neck of the woods in Tulsa, Oklahoma, as well as sharing what's going on across the United States and the globe. And we want to talk about an event that we have coming up here in Tulsa, acknowledging one of our phenomenal business owners and designers. She's been on our show, Renee Bramlett from the Shade Room Eyewear here in Tulsa, and she is always pushing the needle. She is my girl. Keeps me fly on glasses. Her styles are amazing. But what I love most sharing about Renee is her vision with a purpose. She's very passionate about not only looking good, but making sure that our eyesight is where it should be and providing us with education and the tools to make sure that we are making sure that our vision is on point. And our event is going to take place at the Greenwood Culture Center this Saturday, January the 25th from 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. at the Greenwood Cultural Center, located on North Greenwood. If you've never been to the Greenwood Cultural Center, you definitely want to also take a moment to peruse the history that is showcased in that facility, as well as patronizing this event. This is our third annual event where you can not only see some amazing styles, but you can get checked and make sure that your vision is on point. As I said, she is a vision with a purpose is the event. And that again is going to be this Saturday, January the 25th. We also have coming up, great buzz is going around. We're excited for as I'm truly ready for the next season, spring and summer. One of my favorite times of the year, but New York Fashion Week, spring and summer 2025 will be kicking off on February the 6th. And we're excited that as stated, I talked about it last week, but again, shouting out our Black designers that are also coming back and some new ones that will be having their first runway show with New York Fashion Week. On February the 6th, we have Christopher John Rogers, which is just one of the top designers, totally just one of my true favorites. Excited to see what his new spring collection will be showcasing. We have A Potts, Also on February the 6th, on February the 7th, we have the incomparable Sergio Hudson that will be showcasing his new collection. On February 9th will be Tia Adala. On February 10th, Jatima Luar will be showcasing, and also on February 10th, the extraordinary Lawan Smith. And closing out on February the 11th, we will have Frederick Anderson. Really excited to see what the collections will be showcasing, and there are going to be a few other designers, Black designers that we're going to be taking a look at and bringing that information back. Again, showcasing their collections as they're available. We will showcase them on our website, luxuryandblack.com. You will be able to see the visuals there. We will showcase that as well as presenting the information on all of our social media platforms because as I said, I believe you have to see and hear so we can have full representation and showcase and keep that conversation going. So if you also know of other designers that you would like and that you know about and you have events that you want us to talk about, please make sure reach out to me, Sherry Tisdale at Luxury and Black, luxuryandblack.com. Well, we're going to kind of keep it moving. As I said, I'm all about Black excellence and talking about those quality and things and what that means because it's not just about objects and what we wear. Luxury is a lifestyle. It is really it comes from within inside. It's definitely how you feel about yourself from every aspect, your mental, your health, physical as well as what we present on the outside. But want to share some luxury tips that we can incorporate as we're preparing. I said we're ending with January, getting ready to walk into February. And so, one of February is Black History Month. However, I celebrate it 365 days out of the year, but it is noted in February that it's Black History Month as well as Valentine's Day. So I wanted to just kind of share some tips on how to incorporate luxury, what I call Black excellence. Those tips to invest, what we can do to invest in ourselves. One tip I want to start with is invest in Black owned luxury brands. You hear me, we talk about that, Anifa at Hanifa. Check out her line. You won't be disappointed. And then last week we talked about Brandon Blackwood. We have Telfar, John Christopher Rogers, Sergio Hudson, Tracy Reese, Tabitha, there are so many amazing designers that we're going to keep bringing forward, as well as bringing you names that you have not heard of. But there are just so many wonderful and phenomenal Black luxury businesses out there that you can tap into and not only look good, but also make a difference because then we are also investing in and creating Black wealth. The other, put together an intimate dinner with a Black owned chef in your area. We have many phenomenal chefs here in Tulsa. One, I have Chef Tiffany Nicole with Tisdale 23 Catering. We have so many other chefs. So please, I don't want to kind of just start naming names, but we have a lot of Black chefs in our area that you can also reach out to and that are curating and providing intimate dinners uh, for personal events, as well as take a look at where they're showcasing their talents in various venues and Black restaurants. We had Fixins here in Tulsa. We have a new restaurant that's come in on the scene, Scrambles. We have Evelyn's, who is a diehard favorite here. We have Rubicon, who is one of my favorites, where you not only get great food, but you also have great music that takes place with their local band. So there are a lot of avenues that you can check out in your communities and step out and put that investment again. Not only you can have a great time, but you're also giving back and supporting at growth in your community. There are wineries. You'd be surprised how many Black-owned, brands are now in the marketplace. Black Girl Magic. There are several that you can research and find and discover. We have a lot of local Black-owned wineries in our area. Do a tasting. Reach out and discover. Create it a night with the girls or with your partner and do a wine tasting. Go to a Black gallery, purchase a piece of art, Black art. But those are things that we can do that create a good time as well as just heritage. It is that support, but it is also surrounding ourselves and supporting Black excellence. I always believe a lot in self care. Indulge in luxury. There are a lot of wonderful skincare lines and Black entrepreneurs in that space. One that I know of is Buddha Skin or Leah Beauty. Or you can reach out and support. You may know of local Black owned beauty uh, products in your area, in your local beauty supply stores that you frequent. Ask those questions also and indulge, support, and also incorporate some of those things in your life and what you do that make you feel special. Local owned Black day spas, Black owned businesses. We have Poppies is one in our area here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And then there are others. So you can reach out and find out, ask others, but also take those moments to indulge yourself. But you can indulge and by also supporting those that in our culture that are doing and creating wonderful products for us to take part of. Again, Valentine's Day is around the corner and many special moments and love moments take place. There are Black floors. Reach out and find unique floors that create great floor arrangements, specifically designed that support Black culture. Custom jewelry designers. We have one of our favorites is Balenciaga, a custom jewelry out of Dallas, Texas. They do exquisite jewelry for that special moment when you're wanting to buy something for a woman or a man. They have incredible jewelry. But there's so many local owned jewelry designers that you can tap into and create those special moments with. And so just want to encourage as we do are incorporating ways to expand and bring luxury into our life. Also, do so by supporting your own. I'm a firm believer of that. And moving forward, and as we're kind of beginning to draw to a close on today, I do hope you are being inspired and that you discovered and heard something that you can apply to your daily living. Hopefully, that will bring you joy and encouragement. And one note that it's important for you to know, as I said, a little bit about where you've been, where you come from, and putting in place where you're wanting to go, and knowing that luxury is a part of our everyday life. And it's something that we should utilize. It's a tool, not one that should overtake us, but it's something that we should incorporate and feel good about, that resonates within our being, that we deserve it. I do always want to encourage that we deserve to live and walk in excellence. We deserve the best in our lives and see the best in ourselves. And so I want to continue each week to come bring you tips as well as information celebrating entrepreneurship and what our creators are doing in this space and providing them with a platform that we can talk and celebrate what they're doing, and we as a whole can get out and support, because that's where the difference really make it happens, when we really feel confident and good about ourselves and who we are and what we bring to the table. But if you don't ever hear about it and you don't ever see it in your mind, it may not exist. And so here at Luxury in Black, we're going to keep that conversation. We're going to keep it moving, because we are incredible people who have made and continue to make a huge contribution that I feel is unmeasurable. And so I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And if no one else has told you, I certainly will. I want you to know that you are, you are luxury in Black. Have a great day. Ciao. Until next time.